just do it. Just do it.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I wasn't going to record tonight. I was just setting a few things up, changing a few things around here in my little mini setup. And I was digging up some clips, and a couple of them got me a little bit angry. So here we are. Let's get into it.
The thing that gets me is knowing the Trump supporting girls in my life who have given birth to children using Medicaid that would not have been able to have those children in a hospital if it was not for Medicaid. Fully, proudly wearing the stupid red hat, prancing all the way to the polls. Fuck you for taking advantage of a system and then kicking the ladder out from behind you.
Did you see what happened in northern Texas? It's beginning. So for those of you who don't know, a group of armed civilians decided to engage and act appropriately to a group of ICE agents. One of the ICE agents was...
Hey, guess what? We're never forgetting Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein. I want the list, and we're never gonna forget. Throw what you want, natural disasters, tariffs, whatever. Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. Fool.
It's Friday, it's my birthday weekend, bitch. Turn me up. Atlanta, what is we doing? I'm at every function. Point me to it. We finna get into it. We finna do it. No bad, I'm telling y'all. Point me everywhere. Text me, baby. I'm telling y'all, I'm there. Every function. Tell me whatever.
If you're teaching your children that going to work and paying taxes is more important than whether or not their neighbors survive poverty or whether or not their neighbors have their basic survival needs met, like if going to work and paying taxes is more important to you than other human beings, will never relate to you. I can never, we used to tar and feather these people, okay? What the hell are we doing out here?
So wait, Texas has been cheering on ICE all across the country, and now y'all want sympathy for a flood? Have you lost your minds? No, I don't feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for the mom that had that 4-year-old ripped from her arms and will have to hear her baby scream in her head for the rest of her life. That's who I feel bad for, MAGA. You guys voted to take this National Weather Service away. You guys voted and cheered on those shutting everything down. I don't care about you people. I hope you suffer worse than anyone. I hope the parents of these kids regret every day voting for Donald Trump. And I don't want to hear we don't know who they voted for. It's Texas and it's a camp. And the fact that y'all even want empathy tells me everything. Like, sure, I absolutely hate that kids were lost today and other lives. But you guys have cheered on everybody else's demise. Maybe it's all time we get some popcorn and watch yours.
Okay, so I'm just gonna get right to it. You liberals you guys are really bad people now. You guys don't even really try and hide it anymore. You guys went around preaching all your bullshit about joy and happiness, and we're the party that tries to bring everybody together. We're the party of unity. The Republicans, the conservatives, they're the party of division. Absolutely not true. You guys are just really terrible people. If there's a natural disaster anywhere, doesn't matter. It could be the bluest state, could be the bluest county. We are still gonna wanna help you guys. Doesn't matter what country we're talking about. People that are on the right just truly think differently than you guys. You guys like people. You guys love people. You guys are empathetic towards people like you. And to top it off with how selfish you guys are, what's a really bad mix for it is the fact that you guys are really not the sharpest knives in the drawer. You guys fall for propaganda. Your brains are so easily programmed. All you have to do is just repeat a few things a couple of times to you guys, and it's embedded into your brains, and you believe it. And then once you believe it, you repeat it. What this libtard here mentioned is, what about the sound of the 4-year-old child being ripped away from her mother's arms? This has been debunked, and I actually have the clip. It's in one of my many folders, and I'm gonna hunt it down. This is something I meant to use, and I never actually did. It was a clip from a movie. It's, again, one of those sound bites that they use. You never actually see the child being ripped from the mother's arms, and they're sitting there with their tears, and they're falling for it because these guys are gullible. A 4-year-old child being ripped from their mother's arms. Somebody debunked this on TikTok and said, that sounds familiar. He played the scene from the movie. It was from a movie. But the worst part is, not only are you guys extremely gullible and you fall for this, there's some of you out there that are fully aware that that was a soundbite from a movie, and you guys still keep pushing the propaganda. You love to gaslight, you love to put fear amongst each other. Now you guys can virtue signal all you want about these migrants being deported. None of them are being killed. These are people that died. This is a whole camp of young girls, young Christian girls, that got washed away in this flood in Texas. And you guys actually have the nerve, not just this guy, there's several of them, that actually have the nerve to sit there, get in front of a camera in your very privileged looking home, hit record, and give your self-entitled, smug opinion with the intent for it to land on the parents' ears, telling them, well, you shouldn't have voted for this. You did this to yourself. You lost your children. I feel bad for you, but you lost your children because of your vote. How on earth did voting for Donald Trump cause a natural disaster? If you guys are gonna try the bullshit excuse about the weather warning system, there was warnings, several of them. I really don't know how you guys can make videos like this, post it online, and think it was a good idea, go about your day, and still get sleep that night. At least before Trump got elected, you guys, with your virtue signaling and your artificial empathy, at least you guys hid behind a curtain and you actually played the part a little bit better, but now you guys just don't even care. Enough of you have exposed yourselves to the world. There's heavy amounts of mental illness on that side, that you guys are so incredibly selfish, you guys are violent, and being 100% honest, it's clear as day now. You guys are the issue in the United States, and it goes beyond the United States. You guys are the issue in pretty much every country where you guys reside. The patterns are there. It's obvious at this point. You guys have your incredible skills of pattern recognition, but you could not see this because you guys are so self-involved. You guys are so much in a bubble. If something doesn't go a woke liberal's way, what do they gotta do? Oh, we gotta gather and peacefully protest. And what do your peaceful protests turn into? Riots. This is why you guys hide your faces. This is why you guys make yourselves as unrecognizable as possible, because you know that you're going out to these peaceful protests with extremely bad intent. Y'all are brave when you're in a big crowd of other woke-minded liberals, or when you're sitting in your car by yourself with your little camera on. Very tough keyboard warriors, claiming that you're empathetic until you actually have to lift a finger, brave as anything until somebody actually puts their hands on you. But the only thing that you guys had going for you, that you guys take so much pride in, is your virtue signaling. That's gone down the toilet now. You all figure posting up your one little video with your self-entitled opinion can't really do that much harm, but it's like death by 1,000 cuts. Keep on picking at it, you just expose yourselves to the world. And on a final note, where he says at the end of his little clip here that he absolutely hates that lives were lost today, children and otherwise. No, you don't. No, you don't at all. I'm not saying that you hoped for it. I don't think you guys are that bad, at least not most of you, but you're not gonna lose an ounce of sleep tonight.
We're not seeing much of this on the news, but 10 men in full military gear carried out an attack on ICE officers in Texas on the 4th of July. They set off fireworks and spray painted words like traitor to lure the ICE officers out. Then somebody flashed a flashlight into the woods and shots were fired. One ICE officers were hit but survived. Police officers did find rifles, radios, and military gear, and a flyer that read, "Calling for the resistance." All 10 men were arrested and are facing government charges. Officials are calling it a violent ambush. This wasn't random, it was planned, and it shows how serious things are getting. Follow me for more stories that they're not showing you. Like and share and keep people informed.
In the neck, and another one of the civilians was killed. So, it has begun. We knew it was coming, and while this is the first instance, it will not be the last. In my opinion, this is an appropriate response to people being kidnapped and...
Okay, so what do we do? Alligator Alcatraz has been open for 5 days, so what do we do? So what are we gonna do? What are we doing? I'm on the other side of the fucking country.
10 dudes in military gear and big pew-pews just ambushed ICE in northern Texas. This just happened.
I just thought of a way to combine my MAGA hating and my work in the ER. MAGA supporters are like people who hold on to fireworks too long. You love it until it hurts you. God, kind of like, how you love it until you can't retire until the age of 70. So see it in the ER, folks, when your fingers get blown off. Oh, have a good day.
So, did you guys hear about the ICE agents that finally bit off more than they can chew? And some good American patriots showed up and started putting them in the dirt. And I mean actually in the dirt. One patriot was deleted. One ICE agent was wounded in the neck. I hope God has wrath upon him. But if you want to start dressing like a terrorist, and you want to stop identifying yourself as a law enforcement agency, then we're going to treat you like a foreign terrorist. We're going to shoot you. We're going to wipe the floor with you.
Okay, so this mentally ill liberal here, this absolute poor excuse of a human being, is why I hit the record button tonight. First of all, let's get one thing straight before we get to this mentally ill guy here. You liberals need to understand, you don't have any patriots on your side. Patriotism does not exist in the left. You can't be on the wrong side of history and call yourself patriotic. You can't cheer on unaliving people that are citizens of your country, born on that soil, your brother and sister by citizenship. Cheer on their demise and have the nerve to call yourselves patriots. Any one of you liberals that would actually agree with this cowardly little man who hides in his car and acts tough over his phone do not deserve to be on this side of the world. You deserve to live in a third world country. You all want to paint this illusion, paint this picture for the rest of the world to see and lie to yourselves that you're all living in a dictatorship now, that you're all oppressed, and that ICE is the enemy, that ICE is the Gestapo, that ICE is terrorists. Now, this goes for this little dweeb here in his car, and for the rest of you liberals that actually have this type of mentality. Let's talk about terrorism, because you guys are a little bit too dumb to actually recognize that you're climbing up the ladder. You guys have been siding with Antifa, now starting to dress like Antifa, a bunch of financially funded terrorists that hide behind masks. And they don't hide behind masks like ICE does to protect their family because they're worried about being doxxed by you morons. They hide behind masks because they only have fear for themselves. But you far left liberals, activists, the ones that actually go out and hit these protests, the ones that are actually in Portland with Antifa that are harassing the ICE agents, the ones who actually thought what these 10 libtards tried to do was a good idea, you've joined the ranks of Antifa at this point. How long do you think it is before President Trump makes an executive order to declare Antifa as a terrorist group? Not long. That day is coming very soon, especially after this attack here. That day is coming right around the corner. And what does the Alien Enemies Act give Trump the power to do? Pretty sure if I'm correct, that would actually give him the authority to take American-born citizens who would be considered as domestic terrorists and actually send them off to a place like CCOT. But the truth is, now that we've seen the actual conditions of CCOT, that doesn't really seem like such a bad thing, right? So if not CCOT, somewhere else. But it would give him the authority to actually take individuals like Antifa, once they are declared as a terrorist group, put them on a cargo plane, and don't worry, he wouldn't drop them in the ocean like you guys want to pretend is happening, and send you off to a nice detention center in a different country. You guys keep trying to paint Donald Trump as a dictator and a fascist and all the rest of it, but you guys are doing this to yourselves. It's really disturbing at this point, because anybody in their right mind, anybody, could definitely see that you liberals are definitely on the wrong side of history here. So back to this feeble little man here in his car, wanting to actually refer to one of the patriots were deleted. That would be one of your wannabe terrorists were deleted, and may God bless that person's soul, rest in peace. The only silver lining about that individual being deleted is there's one less mentally ill person on the streets, and may that person now finally have their mental illness cured in the afterlife. But then this guy, who looks oddly familiar, he kind of reminds me of somebody, wants to talk about the ICE agent that got a bullet in the neck, and he's saying that he hopes that he meets his demise. Is that what he said? And he hopes God has wrath upon him. First off, you liberals should stop trying to act religious. It does not suit you guys well whatsoever. Your actions speak much louder than words. This individual has no right to speak of that ICE officer in that fashion. The ICE officer is the patriot here. He wants to say you want to dress like a terrorism and you want to stop identifying as an officer of the law. I'm pretty sure I've seen several videos, I've seen several pictures. Yeah, they're masked up, but they also have their badge. These are your homegrown American citizens. Legal citizens, born in your country, born in that soil, doing their job. I'm pretty sure, like the rest of law enforcement, they took an oath to defend your country as well to the best of their abilities. I don't know, it makes absolutely zero sense where your guys' heads are at. He wants to close it off by saying if you're gonna do your job, if ICE is gonna do their job, that we are going to shoot you and we are gonna wipe the floor with you. Again, brave words coming from a 130-pound man hiding in his car. Absolutely disgusting. You liberals should honestly be ashamed of yourselves.
See, I know when I post videos talking about this topic, I'm bound to get these kind of comments. It still just feels unfucking real to me. Unreal. Because what do you mean you think like this? What do you mean? What do you mean this is what you wanted to happen? You wanted people to be kidnapped off the streets, taken out of their homes, ripped away from their families? You wanted children, sick children with cancer to be deported. You wanted US citizens to be deported to a fucking death prison. You wanted our healthcare to be taken away. You wanted hospitals to shut down. You wanted prices of groceries to go up $2 to $3. I'm just confused, but y'all, what? Huh? Another bit in geek bars too? Ugh, I can't live. I'm done with this.
Broad daylight off the street and having masked and armed men who don't have to identify themselves taking American citizens. So I'm keeping an eye on it. It's quite an interesting development, one we knew was coming, like it's inevitable, violence begets violence. And
just a quick reminder for anybody confused, your political views aren't just your opinion. They're actually a reflection of your values, your empathy, and the way that you view humanity, so...
Our country's going to shit. And I'm making tuna fucking salad right now. Tuna fucking salad. Our country's going to shit. I live miles from a concentration camp. And I'm making tuna salad.
I just read something about an ICE agent who got in his neck. I was like, damn. Just one?
I'm so sick of the argument that socialism takes someone else's money. Whose money? Whose money are we taking? You stupid fuck! It's almost like your taxes would work for you! Your money! It's your money! You put it in a fucking bowl with everyone else, and the taxes work for you! They don't go into billionaires' pockets! Currently, our taxes don't fucking work for us! They go into someone else's pocket! And then the people that have fucking money that should be putting in taxes don't! You fucking one-cell motherfucker! Think! Go back to fucking high school before they take away our education! And fucking redo your class!
Over the past 2 days, I have seen several people online attempt to establish a link between cuts at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the tragedy that happened in Texas on July the 4th. These are the facts surrounding that disaster. The National Weather Service issued its first flood watch on Thursday, July the 3rd, the day before the disaster. Then, just after midnight on the day of the disaster, the National Weather Service issued another flood watch. An hour later, at 1 o'clock in the morning, they upgraded that flood watch to a flood warning, which would have triggered the alert tones on mobile phones. Then, at 4 o'clock in the morning, they declared a flooding emergency. The Guadalupe River reached its crest at 4:30 in the morning. As for the number of forecasters on duty, typically on a weekend like that, 2 forecasters are working. In this case, there were 5 forecasters working. So, as you can see, there was no shortage of warning, and there was no shortage of forecasting capability. You guys know how I feel about that creature in the White House, but politicizing a natural disaster and placing blame where it isn't due just makes us look bad. So please, don't be circulating these rumors. They're not true.
Okay, so we've had this individual on the channel before, once or twice. I'm honestly, guys, I'm 100% being honest here. I'm uncertain if this is a man or a woman. I'm not trying to be insulting at all, so I'm going to try to avoid calling this individual he or her, because I don't think that's what this individual is going for here. I think it's just one of those, you know, people that's kind of hard to tell. But what I can appreciate here is we have a liberal who's being honest. This individual does not like Donald Trump, yet this individual will also make it clear, stop the gaslighting. Why are you guys spreading bad information for? Why are you other liberals lying? Why are you liberal influencers lying? The information is out there. If you other liberals actually knew how to do a little bit of research and dug into it, you can see that the weather service was active. There was more people on duty than there was supposed to be. But no, the way how you liberals operate, you guys are like a bunch of seagulls outside of a McDonald's, you know, and one French fry hits the ground and like 40 of you just try and jump on it. And that's what I refer to as the far left woke whack job mentally ill liberals. This individual here is a little bit different. This is what I call a level-headed liberal. This person here cannot like Donald Trump all they want. He, she, sorry. Any other video that I've seen this person in, pretty much all the same demeanor, very kind of calm and level-headed, but just does not like Donald Trump. I'm not exactly sure what the reason being is, because this individual doesn't ever go to those far left narratives. Now, am I saying that this person's never referred to Donald Trump as like a dictator and a fascist? No, I'm not saying that at all. But I get the impression that this individual here doesn't fall for the sound bites, you know, didn't fall for a dictator on day one, didn't fall for bloodbath, didn't fall for the Elon Musk Nazi salute. Somebody who's actually got a little bit more intelligence than the rest of you liberals out there. So despite the fact that we and this individual here are on two completely different sides of the playing field, I still would like to commend liberals like this. Somebody who's a little bit more realistic. This is how most conservatives think, guys. We're a little bit more realistic. If something looks wrong, if something smells fishy, we will be the first ones to say it. But no, apparently we're in a cult, and whatever Donald Trump says, we all follow. And that could not be farther from the truth. The truth is, we can see what Trump is doing. There's certain things that he does that we don't fully agree with, or we don't like how he went about it, or sometimes he says something that we wish that he didn't. Of course there is. But at the end of the day, he's like a football player making his way down the field, and he's gonna get that ball past the finish line. And when he does, it's best for everybody in the country, left and right. So hats off to this liberal here for keeping it real, keeping it honest, and straightening out that information about the weather service in Texas. I wish more of you liberals would act like this and stop putting yourselves first and put your country first. All right, guys, that's it for this one. I gotta say, at the beginning of this video, I was a little bit ticked off. By the end of it, now I'm okay. If you guys are new to the channel and you're not subscribed as of yet, and you do like this type of content, please consider subscribing. If not, if you can like the video, share the video, interact with it in one way or another, that'll be greatly appreciated. And until then, I shall see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.
I'm telling you all, right fucking now, be fucking forceful with ICE agents. If you're around them and you see them, strutting their stuff, doing shit around where you live, do this. Be fucking forceful. Be fucking forceful. Hide yourself with the right materials. Have a mask, grab a hood, and start being forceful. I'm sick. I just really hate ICE. I think we can all agree on this. I think the majority, either the majority of people do feel like this, or I think the majority of people should feel like this. This is fucking disgusting. I fucking hate America for this. And I fucking hate America, like, all the time anyway. But this specifically, with ICE, is fucking disgusting. And honestly, I wish that liberals would live up to how they fucking talk. They talk shit, and they don't do anything. Whereas, I'll say stuff, right? I'm not going to excuse the fact I've never been forceful, because I've never been in a situation where I've never seen ICE agents, or, I've never been in that kind of situation. But if I had the right material and I hid myself, of fucking course I'd be forceful. This is so fucking stupid. I really hope that whoever's listening to this, and whoever I'm getting this across to, I hope does the same thing. Make yourself noticeable. call out when ICE is around, and do not let them strut their stuff around, where you are. Just don't. Do something. Do something. You're in a position to do something. Whether that's making yourself noticed, calling out to other people to notify when ICE is around, or actually doing something. Not violent. Just do something.